Welcome to the Mindset Gym here on a beautiful Wednesday afternoon. I'm Michael, I'm the speaker and trainer, and you are
Søren, yoo-hoo!
our founder.
Welcome.
Welcome to a Nordic Mindset
Yes.
Mindset Gym. A Mindset Gym that will be a little bit different than what we usually have. I'm sorry, I just have to mute some people. I can't see. Oh, here it is. Okay. So a Mindset Gym that will be a little bit different because we've actually, since the beginning of the year, gone through pretty much each and every single one of the tools, the mindset tools and the strategies that we teach and train inside the full program of Nordic Mindset. Today is going to be a little bit different because we want to talk to you about what we see as a really huge and big need in the world, and also our mission and our vision.
Why not?
Yeah, why not? So a little bit of a different mindset gym today. So you've been doing this for a really long time, and you've been doing it in Denmark. And
Yeah.
I 3 years ago, I bought his amazing Danish program, and I was psyched. I remember when I talked to you the first time, I said, I have been to hypnotherapy, I've been to therapy, I've been to a psychologist, I've been to mindset events with Randy Gage, with Tony Robbins, 4 days. I've walked on hot coals, bare feet, but nothing has impacted me like your program did. And I said, let me help you take this to the world. And that's our mission. Our mission is to take this to the world. So what's the impact, Søren, that you've seen in Denmark and Scandinavia? And what is it that you know that this can do for the world?
I see a big difference on people who react where they talk about the problems, they're analyzing the problems, they're medicine themselves because they don't want to feel the problems, and they go to a therapist and talk about the problems again, and they maybe write something down about the problems. There's a huge difference between that kind of treatment comparing to train your brain, because every issue many people has are according to some issues in our thoughts patterns. So if you don't change those patterns, if you don't train the brain to think differently, to react differently over a period of time, like we train our muscles, then you will not be able to change anything. It's nothing wrong to talk about your issues, but it won't change it anyway. So we see today in Denmark and for the rest of the world, thousands of people using 1 year, 2 years, 10 years, 5 years, speaking about their issues and problems, and they are still having the same issues. They are still suffering from anxiety. They're still suffering from stressful thoughts or overthinking thoughts, and they have been done that for years because the root cause of the issue, they don't change it.
Exactly.
So imagine, maybe it's a wrong comparison. I do it anyway. Bear over with me. But imagine when Russia go into Ukraine. Imagine if they sit there in Kyiv, the capital of Ukraine, and just talk about the Russians are coming. What can we do about it? Just talk about it. No, they did not just talk. They were going to the issue. They get into the issue. It was the economy of the Russian country, and they attacked this one to stop the war. And then we have not a war in the world right now. We have a war in our heads. Many people have. They have issues in their mindset. So instead of talking about all the issues, we should train the root of the issue to go away. And when we do that, we see people are being set free from the mental issues. And that's the beauty of Nordic Mindset. That's the beauty of this kind of, what can we call, new psychology. It is when we go to the root cause, we change it, we create new neural pathways, we actually are changing our brain. Both psychological and physiological. And that's the beauty of this psychology. And we see it's working. Many people are really, I don't know if I can say it in English, setting themselves free from mental distress.
Because let's face it, mental distress like anxiety or depression or anger management issues or anything like that don't come just out of nowhere. It's not a virus. It's not a bacteria. It's not infectious. You don't go shopping and become infected with anxiety because
depression.
Yes, exactly. That is not how it works. All of these conditions, we don't call them illnesses because they're just conditions that you have trained in your thoughts to become extremely good at. Now the great thing with training is just repeating. But the great thing with training is that if you train something that is very beneficial to you, you become really good at doing something that works really well for you. The problem is that many people train, i.e., repeat thought processes that are extremely harmful to them. Thought processes like, maybe they don't like me. And that becomes a thought loop. Or what if this, that, and the other thing happens? What if I get embarrassed? What if people laugh at me? What if all of these thoughts that people have that make them feel insecure, that make them feel anxious, they're not thoughts from out here. They are thoughts from these 20 or however many centimeters are in here. They're thoughts that we ourselves are the creators of. And if you go through the entire 120-day training program, you will come out on the other end knowing, okay, now I'm actually having an impulsive thought about something that I can't control. We would call that a worry. Well, I mean, if I can't control it, why would I spend my mental resources on it? Because it will only drain me of my energy, of my drive, of my motivation. So at the end of the 120 days, and even long before, you will start realizing, okay, is this thought that I'm having about me not being good enough, or about this thing being dangerous, or whatever it is that thought true? What does it make me feel? And does it have any benefit to me to have this thought? And if it makes you feel bad and it has no benefit, then you will have learned through training how to shift your focus. We have several tools for that: the window exercise, cognitive flexibility, where you learn to take leadership over your thoughts and change your focus. So there are 32 mindset tools and psychological strategies in the program. And once you learn them, you erase the bad training you may unconsciously have given yourself for years or even decades. That makes all of the difference. And it also explains, by the way, why going to therapy and talking about your problems doesn't always fix the problem, because knowing what is wrong, having insight into why you act the way you do, doesn't automatically change you. What changes you is training. Just like you would work out at a gym, repeat some exercises to become strong in your body. You can repeat some exercises to become strong in your mindset. And that is what I fell in love with 3 years ago when I joined the program. And that's why we're sitting here with you. That's why we have the program in 3 different languages. That's why we're branching out to the world. I think English, Spanish, Portuguese covers about 1.5 billion people. And out of those 1.5 billion people, we know that hundreds of millions could use what we have. So the impact potential, the market potential, to put it in business terms, but the potential for us to have an impact and to help millions of people is huge. And all of you here who have either been in the program or who are mindset mentors, or who maybe are in the 21-day free trial, I'm sure that you will agree with us. By the way, give us a thumbs up or a heart if you agree with us that the training works. It changes the way you think, right? I see some hearts coming in. Thanks, guys. And we're happy. We're happy that this really works. So we wanted today to talk a little bit about, where do we see Nordic Mindset in, let's say, a couple of years?
Yeah, why not?
And let's say then maybe 5 or 10 years. So short term and long term. So where do you see this going? Let's say it's August 19th, 2028. That's in 2 years from today. And we can rewatch this video in 2 years to see if we've made it.
In 2 years, I believe that everyone on the planet knows about you can train your brain.
Yeah.
Because when I talk to, for example, a leader today, I have one yesterday exactly, and I talked to him. He was a CEO for a bank.
Okay.
A quite good job. And he was laughing when I told him you can actually train your brain. You can train all your worry thoughts out of your brain. He was laughing. He didn't believe me. So that belief many people have, that the only solution is medicine, the only solution is a psychologist, the only solution is to talk by or with a friend.
Yeah.
I believe that the fourth solution that you can train your brain will be the normality.
Yeah.
That'll be normal.
Yeah.
So that's first of all to promote, to prove, to show that this type of psychology is available for everyone.
Yes.
That's one part of my vision.
Yeah.
Another part of my vision is that people will join in.
Mm-hmm.
That it will not be dangerous or stupid or strange or
weak.
Yeah,
it's actually the opposite.
Yeah,
it
will be that will be natural just to go and train your brain, as natural it is to actually go to the fitness and train your body.
Yes.
So the second part, if it will be natural, it will be normally, it will be cool to work with your brain, because I don't want to waste my time, thousands of hours a month, wasting time on worry thoughts or anxiety thoughts or whatever. So the normality, where it'll get normal to train, it will be a part of my vision as well.
Yeah.
And at last, of course, to change people's life, to see people get a new life, to see people are setting themselves free through this mindset tools, where we will see people get a new life, spend their time differently, will be a benefit for the world, where we see all this kind of mental illness disappear in thousands of people's life. That is my vision.
Yeah.
In part 3.
Yeah, definitely.
Yes.
So my vision is really that today, when people are struggling with stress or anxiety or depression or anything like that, it is normal for people to either go see a doctor to get medication, or to see some kind of talk therapist, like a psychologist, a hypnotherapist, something like that, which is all fine.
Yes.
Because it can provide a lot of insight and understanding, and that is all great. Today, when people are struggling, these are the two paths that they almost always consider. So my vision, just like yours, is that in a couple of years, people will say, okay, so I have the choice between medicine or insight and understanding or training. That it will be normal for people to choose between 3 instead of 2. And I think that you and I know which one of the 3 actually works the best.
And when they choose number 3, the training, they will think of Nordic Mindset.
Yes.
That will be the vision as well. You know?
Because we're actually the only ones doing this in a structured program in a 120-day period of time, where people are taught simple tools through training every day with repetition and worksheets and mindset mentor talks. We're the only ones doing that.
In a very, 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 very brain-friendly way.
Yeah. Our tools are not hard to learn. They're not hard to understand. They're not hard to live by. They have been taken from, and I think I've said this about you a few times, your gift to the world, Soren, is that you can take something that is rather complex and boil it down to something that is so simple that we can all understand it, even me. And and they do say that simplicity is the ultimate sophistication, which is amazing. So Nordic Mindset will change how the world views psychology and treatment when it comes to mental distress. And we don't ever call it mental disease, because diseases are contagious. Diseases are not self-created as these mental distresses are, because they happen. Their whole reason for existence is your thoughts. Change your thoughts, and the reason for existence withers away. Exactly like if you remove the nutrients and the water and the sunlight from your tomato plants, your tomato plants will die. They will no longer produce tomatoes until at the end they will wither and be dead. It is exactly the same with your negative thought patterns, with your depressive thought patterns, with your anxious thought patterns. If you keep having this thought, what's the worst thing that can happen today and tomorrow and tomorrow, a day after tomorrow and next week and next year? If you keep asking yourself, what if, if you keep imagining in your head the worst case scenarios, you will develop anxiety. It is only a question of time. It is not will it happen, it is when will it happen.
You'll feed it.
Exactly. You are feeding the thoughts that create the condition. And in Nordic Mindset, we feed different thoughts. We feed thoughts that create calm, that create presence, that create a sense of gratitude and belonging and respect. That's what Nordic Mindset is, that it's training, not talking, that it's changing certain patterns instead of just understanding them. Because let's face it, I mean, you can understand yourself from now and 100 years. That doesn't mean you change.
And more than that, because we also have, the skill-based education.
Exactly.
It's a skill-based, everyone can learn it. It's a matter of if you will learn it. And the funny thing is about Nordic Mindset, every single mindset tool we have, you'll get a new skill. Yep. You'll follow a simple principle. And if you do, you will develop new skills. And very important thing, it is if you don't have that skill, it will have consequences for you. It will have great and big consequences. Because if you can't get rid of your, for example, worry thoughts, it will have a consequence. It will steal your time. It will steal your joy. It will steal your present moment. So that price you pay with not developing this mindset skill is having a great price in your private life and in your professional life. And if you can't get rid of your negative thoughts, if you don't have that skill, because anger is a choice. You can choose.
Stupid.
You can choose to be angry, or you cannot choose to be angry. But if you don't have the skill to manage anger management in your mindset, it will have a great consequences for you. Because then you will go to the primitive side of the brain where you are in your feelings. Yep. You will say things you don't mean. You will disturb other people. You will maybe hurt somebody with your expressions and how you react. It will have a great consequence. So what I really want to develop for the people through Nordic Mindset is to give them those skills.
Yes.
As we develop in our program.
Yeah. And skills is really one of the most important words in Nordic Mindset. It is not that you learn something just theoretically. You learn to do it. So let me ask you, if someone gave you a book about how to train for a marathon, and you saw a video about how to run a marathon, would that make you able to run a marathon? No. It would require that you train for the marathon, because otherwise you will not develop the strength, the stamina to go through with a full 42K run. That is a perfect analogy for skill training within the program, because the skills that are trained through repetition, through worksheets, through Mindset Mentor talks, and many of the skills and strategies actually fit together like pieces of a puzzle that in the end, once you go through the 32 tools, the 120 days, you will see that everything just kind of connects. And sometimes when I have a conversation with potential clients, with people who are, they book a 30-minute free session with me, which is, you can do that. I'll post the link underneath this recording on YouTube, so you can do that if you want to have a talk about it. I ask people, they tell me that, so I have this issue, I'm anxious, or I'm depressed, or I'm this and that and the other thing, and I react negatively, and I don't have good relations, and all of those things. And I talk to them about the program, and then I say, but let me ask you something. Do you know what happens if you don't train? Like, let's say you don't, it's fine. You don't have to join Nordic Mindset. No one does. It's a choice. But you know what happens if you don't choose to join Nordic Mindset and they say no? I say, nothing. Nothing happens. Nothing changes, right? You don't change your behaviors, you don't change your reactions, you don't change your thought patterns, you don't change how you feel. However, all of those things, how you react, how you feel, how you think, all of those things are based on skills in Nordic Mindset. And those are the skills that we focus on in the program. So you will learn that having a strong mindset, being present, being happy, being grateful, being good at having friends, being good at having a good, loving relationship, you will understand that all of these things are skill-based. It's just like playing the piano. It's a skill. You can train it. You can become really good at it if you train to play the piano. But if you don't train, how will you become good at it? If you don't train, what happens? Nothing. You stay bad. But if you train, that can change.
And for example, if you want to learn more about swimming, you love to swim, you love the ocean. Now you read a book about swimming. Now you have a lecture about swimming. Now you see a YouTube video about swimming. And maybe you see 200 videos, you have 200 seminars. But are you able to swim? I can tell you one thing. When you drop down to the ocean the first time, you'll drown. Because you don't learn to swim by learning about swimming. And it's the same analogy, isn't it?
Exactly the same.
So that's why in Nordic Mindset, it's not knowledge. It's the training of the knowledge in your neural pathway that will change your mind.
Exactly.
And that's our present to the entire world. And that's our vision, that the world will open their eyes for this unique kind of interactive psychology.
Exactly.
Yes.
Exactly.
Should we open for some questions maybe, or comment maybe?
Questions. And if you don't want to comment or question, just comment where you're watching from. That would be interesting to know too. But if you have a question, go ahead and ask us. I'll actually say that if that's where we are in 2 years, let's say, that many more people know that there is a third option. There is a doctor in medicine. There is therapy, talk therapy, but there is also training. That would be amazing. So I see that Kim has his hand raised. I'm shocked. Let's hear what you have to say, Mr. Madsen.
Oh, again, thank you so much, guys. I love when you talk vision. And I can only totally agree. My vision is also that we will be thousands of these seminars here, because 26/7 is not really, it's good, but it can be better. But I also, I recall in my young days when people were talking about physiology and fitness centers. You have to go and sweat and train your body, and you even pay for it. Many were thinking, are you crazy? Go in the forest, carry some wood, work some harder, and you can run out for free, So, but we see today that fitness centers are in every corner.
Yep.
And I believe there will be a Nordic Mindset mental health center or gym on every corner where you can go and interact with others and have sessions and train the tools.
Beautiful.
And of course, digitally here, of course, it will be massive. I'm quite sure.
Yeah.
So we just need more ambassadors. We need all of you guys who's sitting and listening now to spread the word, spread the links, spread the information. And then more and more in the future will for sure join. So thank you, guys. And also I have a vision that we could start these sessions out of working hours, maybe.
Then we have a present for you today, Kim.
It's so funny that you should say it, because we were thinking about it, actually. How funny is that, huh? So, as of next week, we have decided that we will move the time slot to 5 p.m. Central European Time, which would make it possible. Which would make it possible for people pretty much everywhere to watch outside of business hours, outside of working hours. We know that we also have people watching from the Americas, from North and South America. We know that might be in the morning for you, and we hope that that is okay. It will just be a little bit later in the morning than early in the morning. So it will be 5 p.m. Central European time from now on.
At YouTube.
Yeah, and we will also do it live on YouTube. So we'll set up some tech for that. Maybe we will continue here in Zoom also on 2 different screens or anything like that. We're going to check out the tech possibilities for that. But yeah.
But the thing is, when we do it live from Wednesday at 7 o'clock at YouTube.
5 o'clock.
5 o'clock. 5 o'clock.
5 o'clock. 5 o'clock.
We will say it one more time. 5 o'clock at Wednesday. It will be available for 2 weeks. After that, we will make it a secret. We will hide the video. But for people who are joining the Nordic Mindset, the program, it will be visual for them because they will have the key to see all the videos.
Yeah.
But for our guests, they'll be able to see it for 2 weeks.
Yeah. We'll figure out the tech, how that works. We'll ask some people who are smarter than us. Thank God the world is full of those people.
Just ask me. I know how to do it.
He knows how to do it.
Thank you.
This guy
he just
does.
called me smart.
Yeah, I actually did. Yeah, so I just want to say thanks for your comments. Yes. Good presentation and watching from Uganda. And David, thank you. We appreciate our teachers for the smooth presentation. I always wanted to be smooth. Thanks, David. So last thing. Yes. If we are where we want to be in 2 years' time, that many more people in the world know that there is a third option, that it is normal to train your brain, to change your mindset through training, just as normal as it would be to go to a therapist, a psychologist. Not that there's anything wrong with that, not at all, but that it's a third, very accepted, very normal option. What would then be the outcome of that in, say, 5 or 10 years' time?
Ooh, then we'll conquer the entire world.
Then I think that we can finally turn the tide, that not more and more people are struggling, but that more and more people understand they don't have to struggle, but they do have to train. They do have to learn the skills to not have to struggle. That would be my grand vision for where we would be in 5 to 10 years' time. That would be absolutely amazing. I would feel so proud of that. So yeah, thanks for the considerate shift in time. Thanks, Yahaya. We also appreciate you very much, our front man in Uganda. Yes. So, and Borja has his hand raised. Please join in.
Bring it on.
Hello, it's nice to be here with all of you, and thank you for the presentation. I really like the topic of today, as I really enjoy talking about this, how important it is to train our minds. I wanted to add that people is not aware still, but they will be, that society take us to negative automatic thoughts, like with the news and the social networks and all that. So I believe this is the solution of that thing that is happening nowadays. And in 2 days, I can see us growing, and definitely in 10 years, I can see us changing the humanity, human empowering for the best, really minds that think by themselves instead of being guided by negativity, and the news and all that that we are surrounded with, for sure.
Exactly.
So yeah, I want to add that, just how I like this topic, and definitely I empower all of us to become mindset mentors. People that are here listening and they are maybe trying the program, or they are interested, that they can be also professional to change the world with us, and we need all the people joining us for changing the world.
Yeah,
so
thank you. I like those words, changing the world. I was at a family barbecue a few months ago, and my cousin said, "So what do you really want to do? Like, what's the end goal?" And I said, "Oh, nothing special. I just want to change the world."
Easy peasy.
Easy peasy Japanese lemon squeezy. I just want to be able to change the world, you know? So, okay, thanks, Borja. Thanks, Borja.
Thank you.
Maria, what do you have to...
Hello, how are you?
Hello.
Nice to be here.
Nice
Thanks
to
for
have you
the
here.
change in time because I never could make it before, so this is good.
Fantastic.
I just wanted to ask you a question.
Sure.
It's already good, you know, to train when you have your muscles intact. But what happens if your muscles have dystrophia or they are not working properly?
Well, yeah, if you have muscular dystrophy or something like that, then you can't train your muscles. But I think that mindset skill training, I think we take it in such a, I mean, it's so basic skills like being present. It's a basic skill. And
for somebody with schizophrenia, it's not.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, okay.
Somebody
well,
with a chronic depression is not.
Yeah.
So I would like to call your attention to something that you don't often talk about, and I think it's one of the really biggest assets of a Nordic mindset, and it's the prevention. Why don't you sell this to CEOs in companies so that they change their mindset and they use more gratitude and they use...
We do.
No, I'm saying, you know, it's the prevention so that will have a knock-on effect, and they will create environments where people work and they are happier, and they don't need to change their mindset.
Yeah.
Because, you know, they will be having the much better experience of life, and it's not always about changing my mindset. It's not always about me adapting to a horrible environment. Sometimes it's about changing that horrible environment so I can thrive.
At the root.
That was my comment.
But you're absolutely right. This is good for people who have some mental distress, like who are struggling with anxious thoughts or depression or anything like that. But it's certainly good for leaders who want to create a good working environment. It's good for parents who want to create healthy children. It's good for brothers and sisters who want to become better at expressing their love and their gratitude and being present. I basically cannot think of anyone who shouldn't go through the program. And I got to be honest with you, I wish all of our politicians would go through it first, because then that would have that knock-on effect in the society, hopefully. Well, maybe I'm just having some wishful thinking here.
My vision is that every single counselor, psychologist, psychiatrist should do as a foundation course, Nordic mindset.
Yes. Beautiful. Yes, because many of the thoughts that give people misery would then be trained out of them, and they would maybe no longer have use for...
Or I will learn how to live with my negative thinking.
Exactly, and you learn how to be
allocate time to those, so that every day for 5 minutes I can think badly, and it's all right.
Boundaries. Exactly. Yeah. Thanks, Maria.
No problem. Thank you.
Angel, beautiful name. I love it.
I love my name. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I'm very excited, and the question you have posed, it's really a good question, and it's very inspiring. I wish everybody could have this mindset. I think when people could have this access, there would be less mental illnesses. There would be people will have less struggles with the stress, So this is a very good opportunity. I wish everybody could know.
Thank you, Angel.
I have been in this field of psychology almost more than 20 years. But there are so many broken families, and children are struggling. So this, when people can learn how to get rid of negative thoughts, I think this is a very good medicine where everybody can understand what is going on and people can live happily. So I think this is a very good question, and I wish that we are going. I'm going to be an ambassador in all the groups where I am. I'm very good, and I have loved it. So I think many people will come to know, and many of the issues will be solved.
Yeah, we are.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Angel. Listen, people, we are pebbles in a pond. We don't know where the rings will spread to when we talk to people. We hopefully leave them with more value, with more knowledge than when we met them. But we are pebbles in a pond, and we want to create some positive rings in the world, right? Yahaya, huevale. What do you want to say, my friend?
Oh, Michael, thank you so much. With me, I would like to just make a simple remark that with the professionals that I've encountered and interacted with so far, a number of them are appreciating and welcoming this program entirely for their own good to start with. Because previously, most of them have been offering therapy sessions and they find themselves at the other end, like they are taken by the situation of a patient. You know, they are overwhelmed with the problems of the client and stuff like that. And by the end of the day, they find themselves into that, that state that is uncomfortable. And when we reflect on Nordic mindset, it empowers you first, even before you talk to someone else.
Exactly.
So that is the confession that I'm getting all over people that I've encountered with in Uganda, together with the team down here in Kampala. And I highly recommend this program to each and everyone, just like you've already shared. Thank you.
Thanks, Yahaya. Thanks. I think we have one final remark from Kim, if that is a new hand raised.
Yes. I just want to comment again. You know, it's not always nice to hear. We have now the last comments from professionals here, and I believe, like Maria and whatever, that all the professions in the world, they will implement these tools and the Nordic mindset. I had a very interesting talk together with Yahya, with Dr. Christine, who's lecturing and professor in Ghana University. And she was asking a question, you know, is the brain and the mindset the same? What comes first? And it is totally true that the mindset comes when you train the brain. So you're not actually training your mindset. You're training the brain.
Yeah, exactly.
Empower your mindset. So and there's a big difference when we need to understand. And that's where Nordic mindset, as it says in the word mindset, it is a program to train the brain to empower your mindset.
Yeah.
So, and the whole world will need it. There is not even one person, as Maria also said, also those who already have a six-pack in their brain.
Thank you,
they
Kim.
still need it. So, fantastic.
Yeah. Thanks.
So beautiful.
Thanks, guys.
So beautiful.
Yeah. We are looking to impact a lot of people with this. We thank you for your support. We are going to put this on YouTube for tonight at 7 p.m. Central European Time. It will premiere. If you're watching on YouTube, there's a link below where you can actually book a 30-minute free mindset mentor session with me. I will tell you a little bit about the tools. You can tell me a little bit about your struggles. I'll try to see if we're a good fit, if Nordic Mindset can help you. I pretty much already know that it can, but you're the one to decide that. There's absolutely no pressure to start. It's all up to you.
Yes.
But if you want to share this video on YouTube, you can share that link after tonight at 7 p.m. If you have someone that you think should hear the message, who should maybe learn what Nordic Mindset is and what mindset training is, because not a lot of people know that mental distress is basically just a lack of skills. It is an uncontrolled, unled mind, a mind that is feeding off of old negative programming, old negative loops, old negative thought patterns. If you give them the link to this video after tonight on YouTube, they will also be able to, at least for the next 2 weeks, let's say from today, August 18th or 19th, and let's say until the end of the month, the entire month of August, book a free Mindset Mentor session with me on the
Beautiful.
link in the YouTube video description. And Soren and I will be happy to tell you more about Nordic Mindset. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining. Thank you for your words of encouragement, for your questions, for your thoughts. And we will do this again next week, but 3 hours later. So see you next Wednesday at 5 p.m. Central European Time. And if you feel like it, you can unmute yourselves and say goodbye in your own language. Woo!
Mueraba.
Adiós, gracias.
Auf Wiedersehen.
Chao, chao.
Adiós. Hasta luego.
Adiós.
Happy New Year. See you guys.
See ya.
See you, Jay.
Miss Angel.